It's a great place. Like this is beautiful. We just met with the Attorney General yesterday.
Oh, cool.
So we're doing a lot here right now.
Yeah.
We're almost done with the mobile lab. It's so cool. It's
For OUR?
Yeah, OUR. So Tony Robbins gave us a lot of money, and I asked him, what do you want to do with it? He's like, this helps Florida. We love Florida. It's my home state. So we looked for someone to give the mobile lab to. These mobile, they're insane. They're like $500,000. Like law enforcement budgets don't generally have this, especially in the defund the police stuff.
Yeah.
So we went to them. The hardest thing for these guys is they don't believe us at first. Like, what's the catch? Are you going to sell software at the end of this? Like, it doesn't turn on until we buy your software for $1 million. Like, nope, nothing. You do, and then what's so powerful about it is, and this grew out of my frustration when I was an agent, because we'd go into a search warrant and you collect all this digital media, and the lab is so backed up. The lab is like 8 months. And so until you process the evidence, you can't arrest the guy. So this is the solution to that problem. The mobile lab, it's a huge motorhome looking thing, right? Huge. They start doing the analysis immediately. Downloading, imaging the computer, analyzing, pulling so that by the time the warrant is done and there's a little interrogation room, also like at the end of the mobile lab, so they can bring the guy in and interrogate him in the room. By the time they're done, they call the prosecutor, hey, here's what we got, arrest him.
Hi.
So Alejandro, what they've got today, and
One of his best friends is
the 19th century, they had books, they had tracks, they had speakers. We have something more powerful, we have film. And so he'll be uncomfortable with me saying this, but I truly believe this. He is the modern day Harry Peter Stowe in this fight. And this, what you're gonna see, I think may be the most effective tool. And it has nothing to do with me. It has to do with the story of these kids and what is happening and what can be done. And that's why, and this is a person who won't do a movie. I've seen all his films. He won't do a movie that doesn't have meaning. He won't. And my wife refused.
that bomb.
How much?
Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Just advertise.
So right now we're gonna go into the dressing room and we have someone from a magazine. They're gonna come and they're gonna interview you, kind of ask about your guys' story, and then they're gonna do a whole cover story on you guys. So, and the end of slavery to us. So.
Right, during the Holocaust was happening, a lot of people denied it, right? We denied the Holocaust. And I think modern day slavery is something like that. People think somehow slavery happened hundreds of years ago and it was done then. But it's been going on and it's keep going, numbers going up, right? No human beings, this many people being enslaved in our history. And I think that first is an acknowledgement. And it's really depending on what they do. You know, they can write a letter to their politicians to get a better law, or they can donate to non-profits, or they can even volunteer if they don't have money. So there are many ways to get involved, but first thing is really being educated, what's happening. And then there are so many ways that everybody, even a kid, can get involved to make a difference.
I would hope that I leave a legacy of hope. There's operations that we've done in the darkest corners of the earth where after it was over, I recognized we were the only ones that even had this place on its radar. For example, there was an operation we did in 2018. We were tracking these traffickers for a long time. And then we found the kids. It was on the street, it was in Port-au-Prince, Haiti, and it was behind this little steel red door that opened up. One of the girls was kidnapped because her parents died in the 2010 earthquake. I think she was 9 or 10 years old. After we got them out, the youngest one of the three, she wouldn't talk for a while, and about 24 hours later, she said her first words, which were, "Is this real?" She said, "Can I actually have hope that I don't have to go back?" She knew that she was behind this little red door. It was in the darkest, most obscure corner of that most obscure country in the world. So there was no hope. And so then I look and say, there's hope now. And there's lots of red doors throughout the world that now have hope where they otherwise didn't.
Look who I'm with. Thank you so much. For sure.
One, welcome to the very first stop on the End of Slavery Tour. We're here to inspire you and put you in a position where you can use your mind, your heart, and your mouth to do something about this.
Human trafficking, right, is the fastest growing criminal enterprise in the world. And it's shocking to those of us in the field to participate in operations or participate in events understanding what this problem is, then see the media and what's being put out as the headline news. And it's frankly disgusting. We need to get loud about this. Do you know how many people are in slavery today? About 40 million people, that's right. Do you know how much money is made every year in the buying and selling of human beings? $150 billion. With the amount of money that's made buying and selling human beings, you could buy every Starbucks franchise, every NBA team, and still have enough left over to send every American child to college for 4 years. So why are we doing this? Why are we talking about this? Because stories are what changes the world. Getting loud, talking, and we know this from historical precedent. At Operation Underground Railroad, we've done many operations, directly or indirectly assisting. I want to say the number is, it's over 1,000 operations. And we've been lucky enough to assist with the rescue of, we're coming up on 6,000 women and children rescued and about 3,500 to 3,800 arrests.
I was born in North Korea, in a country where I did not even know that I was Asian, because the government completely isolated us. That, do you know in North Korea we don't have electricity, right? But they put the borders with the electrified fences, and they made the entire country into a concentration camp. And we don't have internet. We don't even know what that is. We have only one channel on TV, and I never seen anything other than government propaganda. I crossed that river in 2007 with my mother, and when I arrived in China, they told me, oh, if you want to stay in China, you have to be sold. And at 13, they sold my mom for $65, and they sold me for just over $200. And this is why I'm doing, because most of people in the world right now having no clue. Human beings just like me are being sold for a few $100s. And we have every power to solve it. Those numbers that we cite, they are not just numbers. They are somebody's daughters, they are somebody's mothers, and they can be any one of us. I try to believe there's a reason for everything, and that's why I'm here, that if we do not stand up for what is right, if we do not stand for freedom, that's what human life becomes, like North Korean people.